with the president now saying he has received assurances that executions will not be taking place. So joining us now to discuss, Texas Congressman, member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Keith Self. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to start with this. So your reaction to the United States increasing its military presence in the Middle East. I mean, Iran really threatening attacks on U.S. bases in the region. If Trump intervenes, what are you making of this situation?
Well, Iran is weaker than it has been in a long time because of the 12-day war, because of the sanctions. And look, the protesters get a vote in this. The people of Iran get a vote in whether they're going to continue to protest. Look, I think the numbers are low. I think probably tens of thousands of protesters are dead already, and you've been reporting yourself that the protests are continuing. President Trump is right to continue to look at this. I do not believe this is the time to surrender to the regime and abandon the Iranian people, because I don't believe the killings have stopped. Yeah. There's a concept in Islam called taqiyya, where they can lie to us legally. And so I don't believe it. I think that he is right to continue to watch it. Regardless of what the countries around Iran, the Middle Eastern countries, want him to do, I think that we owe it to the Iranian people to support they now believe they may have the upper hand. We need to support that.
Yeah, Congressman, to your point, over the last couple of weeks since these protests have started, we've had a number of experts say that we've seen nothing like this since the revolution in 1979 when they deposed the Shah and took over. But what do we have to do to keep this thing going? Because reports yesterday were it was starting to die down.
Well, and that's my concern, because the regime is incredibly brutal, and we've seen it. And so as the brutality ramps up, it's going to be hard for the protesters to continue to go out and put their lives on the line unless they get some encouragement, unless they see some support coming internationally for them against the regime. And I would encourage the American government to continue to support them, encourage them, and say help is on the way. The president said it exactly correctly. Don't let this die, because this is the best opportunity we've had since Jimmy Carter personally put the Ayatollah in power by withdrawing supports from the Shah. 45 plus years now, the Iranian people have suffered. Let's do what we can to support their efforts to overthrow the tyrannical regime.
Yeah, I mean, we are following this so closely. But I do want to shift gears a little bit. So Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado actually presented President Trump with her Nobel Peace Prize. Trump putting out this message saying, in part, Machado, quote, is a wonderful woman who has been through so much. You know, the Nobel Prize senator, that came out saying the prize, it really cannot be transferred. So this is a little bit more symbolic. Your reaction to this?
Well, I would believe that to be right, but it is very symbolic. I mean, don't underestimate the value of the gesture. She understands, I think most of the world understands, that President Trump has indeed earned that Nobel Prize. Whether or not the left-leaning committee will give it to him or not, he deserves it. So this gesture cannot be underestimated. Yeah. Gesture, yes. Important, absolutely.
Real quick, Congress, before we have to let you go, I want to move over to health care. President Trump revealed his great health care plan yesterday, which would end the funneling of billions of dollars to big insurance companies. Parts of the plan include lowering prescription drug prices, lowering insurance premiums, putting more money into the hands of people through health savings accounts, price transparency. It sounds great, but it looks like the House and Senate are negotiating a separate kind of deal. Where are we right now with health care?
Well, Senator Rick Scott has the More Affordable Health Care Act that he is laying out, and I believe it's much along the lines that the president laid out. We're all for transparency, having the insurance companies have a lesser role, lowering the drug prices. All of that we all know needs to happen. Now we need to enact it. Now we need to actually do our jobs and rescue the American people from Obamacare, which is an absolute failure. Let's get her done.
Yeah. All right, Congressman Keith Self, thank you for joining us this morning. Have a great weekend.